Hello and welcome to the 2020 New Jersey High School Boys Lacrosse Rules Interpretation video. We're going to take a look at the NFHS rules video, and then we'll issue some clarifications for both coaches and officials, so that our 2020 season can go as smoothly as possible.
2020 NFHS Boys Lacrosse Rules Interpretations, presented by US Lacrosse. The NFHS approved 5 rule changes for the 2020 season. Beginning January of 2022, all field players must wear protection that meets the NFHS ND 200 standard. This rule allows a change made last year that requires all goalkeepers to have chest protection that meets the NFHS standard by January of 2021. The new equipment standards are required in 2021 and 2022 to address commotio cordis, a rare but potentially fatal injury. Products are now available on the market for both goalies and field players. A list of approved products can be found at www.seinet.org. Only products that are on the SEI list and contain this marking will be legal for play. It is no longer the duty of a chief bench official, CBO, to ensure that there are too few players on the field. If a player legally enters the game after play has been restarted and gains an unfair advantage as a result of delaying their entry onto the field, the penalty is a technical foul for a delayed substitution. To speed up play, starting this season, officials are instructed to restart play as quickly as possible at or near the location of the violation. Now, play can restart when a defensive player is less than 5 yards from the offensive player in possession of the ball. If a situation occurs, the defensive player must allow the player in possession of the ball a direct path to the goal, and the defensive player may not defend the player in possession of the ball until they have reached a distance of 5 yards or more from the ball carrier. When a defender fails to reach a distance of 5 yards or more before defending the ball carrier, it will result in a 30-second technical foul for a delay of game. There are still instances to delay the start of a game, and they include when an offensive player is less than 5 yards from the player in possession of the ball. The goalkeeper shall be given a maximum of 5 seconds to re-enter the crease on any restart. An unfair distance advantage gained by an offensive player with the ball who starts running downfield before a whistle is blown to restart play. If the ball continues to roll downfield after play was suspended and a player tries to resume play in a spot away from the location when play was suspended. In these cases, officials shall ensure that play is restarted properly rather than quickly, according to the rules, to ensure that an unfair advantage has not been gained. This first clip is an example of a defender not reaching a distance of 5 yards or greater before defending the ball carrier. After an over and back violation, attack man number 12 on the brown team picks up the ball and play is resumed quickly by the officials. Number 13 white is at a distance which is less than 5 yards from the ball carrier number 12 brown when the official blows the whistle to resume play. Because number 13 white contacts number 12 brown before a distance of 5 yards or more is gained, the official correctly flags number 13 white for a technical foul, delay of game. The following clips are good examples of defenders that correctly give a distance of 5 yards or greater after a loose ball technical foul. Pay attention to the defenders backing off of the offensive player who has the ball. For the purpose of these clips, whether the defender chooses to engage the ball carrier is moot. The important thing to watch is the defender actively moves away from the ball carrier and gains a distance of 5 yards or more. Once the 5 yards are gained, they are free to engage the ball carrier. The following clip is an example of an offensive player who correctly establishes themselves inbound and waits until the official blows their whistle to restart play. When an offensive player correctly establishes themselves in bounds or in the correct location with the ball, It allows defenders to know how far away they need to be and allows officials to restart play quickly. The following clip is an example of when offensive players restart in the wrong location and too quickly. Watch the player in blue pick up the ball at the location the ball went out of bounds and throw the ball up the field to a teammate. Since this is the wrong place to restart play and would give the team in blue an unfair advantage, the official correctly stops play and instructs the blue team to restart play in the correct position. The following clip demonstrates officials restarting play too quickly and not giving a goalie 5 seconds to return to their goal crease. Watch as the white goalkeeper carries the ball upfield, attempts a shot on goal, and commits a crease violation. When the red goalkeeper picks up the ball, play is restarted too quickly because the white goalkeeper is always granted up to 5 seconds to return to their crease before play can restart.
The most important word in the new rule regarding restarts for 2020 is the word engagement. The question that all officials must ask themselves is, does the defending player actively engage the ball carrier before he has allowed a separation of 5 yards between he and the ball carrier? If the answer to that question is no, and there is active engagement by the defender, then there should be a flag down, slow whistle for delay of game. Another area of major importance for officials is when we're restarting the ball with the goalie inside the crease. If the goalie is given a quick restart inside the crease, and there is an attackman with his stick raised in the air, that will count as active engagement of the goaltender even if he does not make contact with the pass. At that point, officials should throw a flag for a delay of game. That will not be interference. Officials should not whistle the play dead if that pass is incomplete. They should allow the play to continue under normal flag down slow whistle situations. Under no circumstances should that play be called for both interference and delay of game. It is simply delay of game. There are several areas on the field where the officials should delay their whistle and not give as quick a restart as likely both coaches and players are going to want. The first area is at the face-off X. If you have a face-off violation, please announce the call to the players and to the benches, then allow the player to pick up the ball and then resume play. If the team entitled to the ball picks it up and starts running up the field before you have had time to announce the foul to the field and the teams, you should whistle the play dead, bring the player back, and restart. The second area, and this is for player safety, where we will delay the whistle on a restart, is after a ball goes out of bounds in the substitution area. The officials should hustle to the play, place the player 5 yards inbounds from the sideline, and ensure that there will not be a blindside hit from a player coming out of the substitution area. Many times, at any area of the field, a player who is entitled to possession is going to pick up the ball and begin to run up the field. If you have not yet had a chance to announce the call to the field, please whistle the play dead, bring the player back, and then restart. We obviously want to give quick whistles in situations where they are appropriate. However, if you are not ready for play, the play shall not be restarted. We want to be quick, but we do not rush.
Starting in 2020, all crosses that are found to be illegal when inspected by an official during a game carry a personal foul penalty time of 2 minutes, non-releasable. The 2 minutes foul replaces the previous illegal cross penalties time, in which some were correctable and carried a penalty length of 1 minute, and other fouls were not correctable, carry a penalty length of 3 minutes, and the cross was placed by officials at the table for the remainder of the game. All penalties are 2-minute non-releasable fouls in duration, and the cross can be corrected for use later in the game. It is also the responsibility of the player and coach to assure that the stick is legal for play. If inspected again in the future by officials and found to be again illegal, it would result in a new 2-minute non-releasable personal foul for an illegal cross. An exception will remain for hanging strings or a missing end cap. Both of these issues, when identified by officials, can be corrected without penalty, provided the player fixes the issue before returning to the game.
It's not a new phenomenon that players can be penalized for an illegal stick, correct the error, and then bring that stick back into the game and use it to play. In all previous seasons, a player who was penalized for a deep pocket was able to correct that error and bring that stick back into the game. However, now that all stick fouls are a uniform 2 minutes non-releasable, the question has arisen about whether coaches can request a stick check on a player who has previously been penalized for a stick foul. The answer to that question is yes. However, officials need to be mindful that the player and the coaching staff be given an adequate amount of time to make the corrections to that stick. Should a coach request an equipment check on a player who is still serving a penalty for a stick foul, you shall not grant that equipment check. It is at the official's discretion that the coach and the player be given ample time to correct the error before an additional equipment and check will be awarded. However, if the player returns to play, both the coach and the player are stating that the stick is legal for play, per Rule 111 in the pregame coach's certification, and at that point, any coach-requested equipment checks shall be honored. Here's some guidance for coaches to avoid stick check double jeopardy. If your coaching staff or your player who has been penalized for a stick foul intend to correct the error, give the player who is serving the penalty a legal crosse to hold in his hand while the error is being corrected. The reason is because coaches may not request a random stick check on a stick just lying on the ground in the bench area. An equipment check must be asked for on a stick associated with a specific player. So until that stick is corrected, get the other player a legal stick. That will get you out of double jeopardy hot water.
For the 2020 rules, the committee clarified when throwing the crosse is unsportsmanlike conduct personal foul, and when throwing the crosse is a technical foul for a legal procedure. The penalty for throwing a crosse at the ball, another player, or other game personnel is a 1 to 3 minute releasable penalty. Throwing the crosse for any reason other than at a ball, another player, or other game personnel is a technical foul for a legal procedure. The NFHS approved the following rule clarifications. The definition for possession has been updated to include both player and team has possession of the ball when a player can perform any of the normal functions of control. This includes carrying, cradling, passing, or shooting. The NFHS approved the following editorial corrections. Language for how to proceed with a player who may have sustained a concussion has been moved from Section 25 on team timeouts to Section 24, officials timeouts, since a potential concussion is an injury timeout. The language in the section is being updated to be consistent with the changes made in 2018 for a second and subsequent foul that occurs after there is a flag down and the game is in a slow whistle situation. The new language specifies that a crease violation or goalkeeper interference that occurs during a slow whistle situation shall be time-serving. The NFHS Boys Lacrosse Committee would like the lacrosse community to be aware of the following points of emphasis for the 2020 season. The NFHS Boys Lacrosse Rules Committee advocates for continued commitment by players and coaches to respect the game and each other, both on and off the field. Head coaches are asked to monitor and discuss sportsmanship with their players and assistant coaches to ensure the game is held to the highest standard. The committee expects all participants to continue to work together to exhibit good sportsmanship from pre-game through post-game. Continued emphasis is needed regarding player safety rules, specifically contact to the head-neck area, as well as contact to defenseless or unsuspecting players. Contact to head or neck shall result in a 2 or 3 minute non-releasable penalty. This must be the penalty whether the initial contact is made to the opponent's head or neck or is a legal body check that slides up and into the opponent's head or neck. Players shall not body check a player in a defenseless position. Hitting a defenseless player will result in a 2 to 3 minute non-releasable penalty or ejection. Targeting the head or neck of an opponent or targeting a player in a defenseless position must result in a 3-minute non-releasable foul. When a player intentionally takes aim at an opponent's head or neck, targeting shall result in a 3-minute non-releasable penalty or ejection. A 2019 questionnaire completed by both coaches and officials indicated a concern regarding pace of play. To address these concerns, the committee revised the rules related to restarts. Officials shall restart play as soon as possible, and play can restart with a defensive player or players within 5 yards of a player in possession of the ball. The committee is still concerned about reports of the stalling rules not being properly and consistently used in games. Officials should give particular attention to the definition and application of stalling rules. Future equipment and uniform changes. Goalkeepers will be required to wear chest protectors designed for lacrosse that meet NFHS ND200 at the time of manufacture on January 1, 2021. The following year, on January 1, 2022, all field players will be required to wear chest protection designed for lacrosse that meets the NFHS ND200 standard. Last, starting January 1, 2022, the home team will be required to wear a white jersey, and the away team will be required to wear a non-white jersey.
We want to thank you for taking the time to watch the 2020 New Jersey High School Boys Lacrosse Rules Interpretation video. Both coaches and officials can email at any time with any questions or concerns, and we encourage you to visit our website, www.njiloa.org, where coaches can submit both full game and video clips for review, and for officials, there's a wealth of knowledge. Have a great 2020 season, and we look forward to seeing you on the field.